it's really cool. And just like stuff like that is what's important. Like if you can sustain your business, create jobs, create culture,
Right.
create an experience, that's what it's about to me. That's the important part.
All right. Welcome to the CCC News Podcast. I'm Tom Peterson, and today I have the pleasure of welcoming my neighbor and brewer, Kasey McCullough. Thanks for coming today, Kasey.
Yeah, no problem. Pleasure to be here.
You got it. Kasey is the brewmaster at Working Hands Fermentation in Hood River. With roots in the Northwest craft beer scene, McCullough has created a line of beers ranging from classic styles to inventive seasonal brews. Got that right? Yeah. And Kasey's getting to be known for blending science of brewing with artistry and some local inspiration. And it makes Working Hands a place where the community comes together over well-crafted beer and cider. I would say he is part artist, part foodie, and part scientist. They are operating at 1021 12th Street in the Hood River Heights. And welcome to the show, Kasey.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got it. Well, hey, let's start out. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your brewing history? And
I grew up in Dufur, just down the road. My mom lived in the Dalles. My dad lived in Dufur. Kind of spent, split time. So this is home to me. I left Dufur, went to school, wanted to be, sports surgeon, really into science. Had a science teacher that really kind of helped blossom that, that curiosity and that passion, like microbiology specifically, and kind of followed that dream into school. And then I don't know where along the lines, but it kind of pivoted into wine and beer. Took a couple of classes and just fell in love. Been hooked ever since, because it's kind of, blend science, blend kind of the same ideas as with cooking and stuff, and that's another passion, just creating flavors. But the science part of it is just something that you can control, manipulate, and get exactly what you want, and really put, creative spin on things. That I fell in love with, and went to Oregon State and got my degree there in fermentation science, and then I continued on to a German brewing school, actually out of Chicago, called Siebel, and then got my degree there as well.
Famous, yeah.
It's a small little campus, but it's been there for 150 years, and then they've got a campus in Munich as well. But I chose to do Chicago campus, for financial reasons. Sure. But had a great time learning. The lager style of stuff is kind of what they push, and that's become my passion. It's just like a totally different style than what we have in the Northwest. We have a lot of hops and a lot of really good homegrown ingredients for that, and so with that you get really good breweries that are making a lot of good IPAs, and I was able to put my stamp on something completely different. Which I think kind of pairs really nicely with some of the breweries that we have here in the Gorge. They're putting out some really good IPAs and things, and we're able to do something a little bit different.
Right. You bring in your lagers. And
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Robin. How's it going this morning?
Really good. I'd love to tell you how the different ways you can read CCC News and see the great information we've got.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty familiar with the CC News website, of course, and that's our number one kind of hub for getting all the general information, free at no cost to folks here in the community, the Columbia Gorge, and that's at CCCnews.com. But what other offerings do we have?
Well, you can read it both in English and Spanish on the website. So if you stand Spanish as your first language or your second, you could practice your Spanish in there. We also have a progressive web app. So it's an app, but it uses Safari or Chrome to use to create an app on your phone. So it's not actually a bunch of software, and it keeps your data safe by default as well. So you can find the link for that on our homepage.
Excellent. Yeah, and I know you're really proud of our podcast. Tell folks how they can get our podcast.
Yeah, so we post our podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. And so whatever your platform if it's one of those 4 things, hit the subscribe and hit the notifications, because when we put podcasts up, you'll be notified that we've got something new to watch.
Yeah. And what if I just want to get some news every Saturday and Sunday or something, and I don't want to go to all that hassle?
This is a really good question. Obviously, we don't want to bombard people with way too many emails, but we have a once a week roundup with all the greatest things that happen in the week, all the most interesting stories, and we send that out on Saturday because we just want it's Saturday, comes out first thing Saturday morning, and so you get that roundup of what's going on in your community in the week. And people really like that. We also have one on Sunday. We really want to support the nonprofits and the other kind of non-for-profit type organizations in our community. And so all the stuff that we write about them in the week, we post on Sunday in there too. So if you're into community philanthropy and community itself, it's a really good newsletter just for that little piece.
And it's super easy. You just go to the website. There's a location there that you can just put your email address in, and you're going to be signed up, and you'll start receiving it.
Absolutely. And it's all free, absolutely 100% free. And if you do want to support us and subscribe, you're welcome to, but you actually we don't offer the subscribers any more than the free users, because news is the most valuable when we're all reading it. And once we have a really good perspective of what's going on, then we can have a good discussion.
And what if I just kind of like visual media? Does CCC News do anything for visual media?
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. So the journalists are constantly putting podcasts, but also little videos and little quips up on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see it in 3 dimensions and see that kind of video side of things, then the YouTube channel is also a good place. Hit subscribe and hit the notification there, so you'll be aware, because we put things like fire up there, and when we're dealing with emergency management, we're putting that stuff up there too.
Very good.
Great.
Wow. Well, there's a lot of different ways to get CCC News.
Great question, Tom. Thanks so much for asking.
You bet. In our discussions before we got started today, you were telling me about kind of some of your experience in regards to setting up breweries. And I think you said, 14 you've had your hands, involved in? So
14. So Ninkasi was the first brewery I worked at when I was in school.
Oh, wow.
And then after I graduated, I took a job in San Antonio. I had my brother retiring from the Marine Corps in Okinawa, and was coming back to San Antonio, found a job, and I was like, this is a really good opportunity to try something completely different.
Yeah.
So I started looking for, opportunities in San Antonio area, Austin area, kind of wherever it fit. And there was a startup there, like a high budget pub in what they call the Pearl, which is an old, massive brewery from the 1800s.
Okay.
It was abandoned. And then 40 acres of buildings, like 6-story buildings. And then this guy that owns Pace Salsa bought it, converted it all into restaurants, shops, hotels. It's a really cool area right on the Riverwalk.
Yep. Okay.
And so they were opening a pub in the original brewery. I got my hands in there and kind of figured out how to do a startup from the ground up. And with laws being the way they are in the South, lobbyists having a lot of power, AB InBev having a lot of power, a lot of those states, it was illegal to have, craft breweries or pubs or sales to go for beer until, 15, 16, 17 years ago. So it's just totally different. It sounds crazy from what we're used to up here.
Yeah.
The knowledge base is so different because of that.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of breweries for, brewers to split off from and start their own thing.
Yeah, the ecosystem really isn't developed down there like it is here.
It's just not there. So you get a lot of novice home brewers starting breweries, and nothing against any of that. And you can have some fantastic breweries that start that way, but it's a lot harder. You don't have lessons to look back on. You don't have, mentors and things like that. You can ask questions, lessons learned.
Yeah.
So naturally, we just started getting pinged with all these inquiries from around the South, like, hey, how are you guys doing this? How are you doing this? And they all got funneled through me. And I started going around to, Alabama, Mississippi, all these other states.
So they were tapping you for the expertise to come down. And now, were you setting these up, or were you both brewing and setting up? Or?
I wouldn't brew, so I started, separate little companies, stayed working at my brewery called Southerly in San Antonio. And then I would do anything that they wanted, from, equipment, procurement, designing the space, designing the workflow, hiring, training, all of that, manuals, just doing the whole setup, writing recipes. Some of them will still tap me for a recipe here and there.
Yeah.
Which is
nice.
It's pretty fun. Yeah, I get to experiment with somebody else's stuff and totally different market.
Right.
Yeah, and that just kind of happened organically.
Yeah.
And then I slowly started working my way back up here.
Was that your end game? Did you think you wouldn't? Okay.
I didn't know where I was going to go.
Did you like Texas?
I love Texas. I love the culture, the food, the people.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a very pretty state.
Right. Not like quite like this. Yeah.
No, yeah. And so like the outdoor stuff is pretty important to me.
So the Northwest was calling your name.
The Northwest, North Carolina, that stuff's like also a draw. And I lived in Idaho for a little bit, so I missed.
What part of Idaho? Just out of curiosity.
Boise.
Okay.
Yep.
I grew up in Lewiston. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very good. So, I do believe you were telling me as well that you ended up with Ferment.
Yep.
Yeah. In Hood River on the waterfront there. And
I landed in after Texas. I landed in Central Oregon and helped a brewery. They were like 6 months old, and they were on the verge of closing.
Yeah.
They got a hold of me, and so I moved up to do that.
Okay.
It was really, really fun. Was there for 2 years, and now they're thriving.
Which one is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Wild Ride.
Okay.
Yeah. And so just working within their business plan, their strengths and stuff, to get it, kind of up off the ground.
Right.
And they're doing really good now. And then slowly started working my way up here, Ferment called, and that opportunity occurred. And so I spent a couple years doing that.
A big facility.
Big facility, different kind of budget than Wild Ride was or some of the other ones. Right. I've been involved with a couple ones that have really solid investors, some that don't, and none of them are better than the other. They're just different.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. We, was able to do really high-end finishes, able to fly in German specialty brewery floor tiles. That was fun and then awesome to work on.
Right.
And
Good learning curve. Well, and from that, I kind of, when we were chatting again earlier, you go, well, that was, I think, your 14th brewery or 13th.
That was number 13.
Number 13, and you kind of came to the conclusion like, hey, I'm only going to set up one more.
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about that and kind of where you're at.
So over the years, I've got to see what I like and don't like and what fits me personally. Always knew I wanted to have a lager brewery, and I've never really been able to focus on that with any of those startups. Incorporate a little bit here and there, but like Ferment is English style beer, so that's like me learning a different style, and kind of incorporating myself into that.
And you were saying earlier that's sometimes the difference between being a cook or a pastry chef. Like it can be just totally divergent from
totally different. Lagers are very, very delicate, soft. Any little defect that you have in them, they're going to show up in a big, nasty way.
Yeah.
And they might end up going down the drain. And, in IPAs and stuff, you have a lot more polyphenols and phenolics and stuff and then dry hops and IPAs and stuff that you can play around with and save a beer if something goes awry. It's just different process and actually brewing it on the brew day itself as well. Quite different in how you handle it fermentation wise. It's just a different way of thinking. So it's like, I think I was explaining it or even like a farmhouse brewer, they are using their hands and not really worried about, wild yeasts and things like that. That's part of the beauty.
That are in the air around us all the time, right?
That's part of the beauty in those beers. For me, doing lagers, that's the exact opposite. I'm terrified of them. I have nightmares of them. They keep me up at night. And
as a matter of fact, I think we chatted earlier. You're like, hey, I got some kind of a minor emergency. I got to go work on some equipment and stuff. But it's that idea of keeping the controlled situation for that lager to properly.
Like we were supposed to do this last week, and I had a cooler go down, and that any little of difference in the fermentation temperature can drastically change the beer profile. And so that's what it's like drop everything, go fix it.
Yeah.
Make sure that the beer is perfect.
Right.
If it's one of my staples, like my Hellas, it's got to be exactly the same each time.
Yeah.
Or I'm not happy with it.
Right.
And it won't make it into a keg.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Now you're doing that all on site in the Hood River Heights. I have that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we initially bought like a little 5-barrel system that's actually a very high-end system that can handle the style of beer that I make.
Okay.
And it's meant to be a pilot system. So the idea was always to use this system to grow, and then keep it as a little fun one-off pilot system to develop more, seasonals and things like that.
Right. Hey, Josh, did you know that we are funded by our readers in large part?
I did know that, but please tell me more.
Yeah, it's our local readers here that make it possible for us to go out and gather news on local businesses and important issues in our community. And so we need people to support local news. Did you know you can make a difference in our community's economy and culture by supporting local journalism? I bet you did. But maybe you out there don't. And so you should visit our Support Us page at CCCNews.com to subscribe to a monthly donation to keep news local and start making a difference in our community today. Again, that's CCCNews.com.
And remember, CCC News is available for everyone and funded by readers.
Yeah, and you, your business partner is John Tierhard. Do I have that right?
Yeah. So I've several business partners. John is my main day-to-day. So it's him and I that run the day-to-day. We're the two main managing members. Mm-hmm. And he does the finance side.
Yeah.
And the IT side, he helps handle the tap room.
Right.
And I do production, and that kind of stuff, maintenance stuff, and work on trying to curate events and things like that.
Which wouldn't be too bad, but you're kind of a visionary, or the business is kind of has a larger vision, and that includes the whole kind of brew pub, neighborhood brew pub that's going there, and you guys do events, and you have a lot of other folks that are kind of helping you out in that.
We do. We have my partner Sarah. She's a big part of everything that I do, no matter what business it is, but she's extremely detail oriented.
Yeah.
And that she helps fill every gap that we have with that. She's really good with graphics and things like that. She's really good with event planning. I can't explain how important she is to the overall flow of everything.
Yeah.
Daphne, our taproom manager, she's got a big personality, really good for, customers and managing our team.
Super fun person.
Yes, very fun person.
Yeah.
She helps create the vibe in there.
And she grows some of the vegetables and things like that. And in Odell
she's got a great farm. She's part of the Farmers Collective, which is a really fantastic thing. You should definitely talk to those guys. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And then
we were talking also a little bit about Jose Ortiz, your chef that you brought in, and how maybe you guys met earlier on.
Jose worked at Ferment, and he was, I don't know, like 20, 21 years old or so, just a young guy, but I could see that passion for cooking, and he really cared about creating something for people the right way. That always stuck with me, and I was always, proud to work with him there.
Yeah.
And he left to Nashville and really carved his teeth doing a lot of stuff, pizza and like high-end pizzas and all sorts of other things.
A relatable journey for you too, because you kind of left the area and did that same kind of,
about
deep dive.
About the same age too.
Are you guys?
Well, he left about the same age, so he's quite a bit younger. But he came back to the area, and I was just I was really excited to see him, and approached him about running the kitchen, and we were able to make that work out and kind of just give him the keys, and give them very loose parameters, but like this is your baby. Kind of do with it as you see fit. You want to make sure things match beers well. You want to make things elevated, but not too far. It's like
I think he hit
foods and make them well with local ingredients. And he does really good job with a really small space.
Exactly. Yeah. When you guys did your brunch last fall, and am I getting that right? Last spring. I'm sorry. I'm my mind a little bit. But it was fantastic. He did a thing called Eggs in Purgatory, which was just wonderful. And it just kind of elevated comfort food, and it was just super. It fit the neighborhood bar or pub, feel of it, and pretty cool.
Yeah, and he gets it. Like we picked the Heights for a reason. Like we didn't want the tourist, business to dictate our business. We wanted to build something more organic, more for the locals, more for we have plenty of that in Hood River. Already, and we didn't have anything on the Heights.
Right.
So it was picking a place that people could walk to, people could come and read a book, people could hang out with their friends, they could, bring their dog, and sit on the patio and do that and just feel comfortable hanging out and not rushed in and out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the beer coffee shop.
Right.
Idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I experienced that too. There was Eli? What was it? Eli Camaro or something? He said neighbor to the pub.
Eli comes in. Yeah, we've got a lot of folks like Eli. It's really.
It's 25 feet. He said 25 steps to the door or something like that.
Yeah. I think he lives in like a little, really nice apartment, like two buildings down. So we have a lot of folks that just do that, and then it's quite different. Like we're slower in the summer seasons in the pub, and then we're busy in the winter, like January, February when it's snowy. The more snow, the busier we are. People ski in, they snowshoe in, and that's cool. They just come right down the street and hang out with their friends and meet new friends. We're constantly doing stuff with trivia, and this is like one of the cooler things that I think is I've been able to see over the years is like trivia, for example. We have teams that have met. People come into town, don't know anybody. They come in, want to play trivia. They form a team of like 6 or 7 people, and they've become best friends from that kind of thing. In each other's weddings and stuff like that, and it's just kind of creating that community hub. That's great. That's a great segue. You're talking about trivia night, and I know you guys you have an open mic. I think you do. Yeah, we do open mic every Sunday. And that's pretty fun. There's comedians that have started there. There's a lot of musicians use it for practice. It's fun.
Cool. Well, and so we're into October, and I see you have a pretty good lineup of events coming this month. As a matter of fact, I think tomorrow night you've got. Let me take a look here. That was it's pizza night. So you guys have introduced a pizza night.
Yeah. So our kitchen's pretty small. So when we do pizza, it's a complete shift for the night. Bring in our pizza oven, set that up, and they ferment the dough. It's like a 3-day ferment sourdough pizza. Really, really good pizza. I'm really proud of those guys. Giovanni is another guy. He's a local baker. He comes in and helps with that. And then Chef Jose, they're absolutely killing it. So this is our second one, and we're hoping to make it every week.
All right.
Right now, we're kind of easing into it until we get through our anniversary party here. But pizza night, the salads and sides are amazing. Stuff you don't see at normal pizza joints. They're pretty cool, like melon and speck and things like that.
Explain that a little bit. Melon and speck.
So speck is like a cured ham kind of thing, and it goes with the melon, and he's got like a sauce with it, and it sounds crazy, but it's like a really interesting flavor profile.
It does sound great.
It's really good.
Cool. Well, and you're a big observer of holidays. I know you love Christmas, but I also saw that you have a 16-foot skeleton in your front yard.
I do. That's thanks
cool.
to Sarah. So she's been wanting that for a few years.
Yeah.
And, I never really was a fan of Halloween growing up. I was always kind of shy, didn't want to knock on doors. And so I think that kind of just followed me through life. And in the last like 5-6 years, I've really kind of come to love it. It's right there with Christmas for me, because it's the Halloween party for us is our anniversary party.
Yeah.
And I just love seeing all the energy and people have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
So I've fallen in love with it. So yeah.
That's cool. So remind us of what year the anniversary is number.
This will be, so it's a little clunky. We call it our 4th.
Okay.
So the tap room for the 4th.
Okay.
The brewery, it'll be 5 years since we made beer. Actually, on that day this year. So we always
That's momentous.
We
Yeah.
always do it the Saturday before Halloween. And so this year it falls on the 5th.
Yeah.
So we opened in 2020 for making beer.
Right.
Obviously
Middle of COVID.
What a perfect time to open a
That's when we started.
customer-facing business.
Yeah. Wild. And so for that, you got the Haunt the Heights celebration going on October 25th, right? And that's a 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. event. What I love to hear you talk about, though, is you do a costume contest, right? And similar to your trivia that you were just speaking about, folks get pretty involved in this.
Yeah, we've got a couple groups. They're rivals, and they joke you around about it. So we've got a group contest and individual contest, and separate those. But the group one gets pretty cutthroat between a couple of them. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
and they will start planning their stuff 5-6 months in advance. They will never let us know. They'll never let me know what it is, but they'll say, I'll get asked questions. I'm just one of the judges. We have like 5 of us that judge.
Okay.
And we've got our little scorecards, but they'll come and ask me questions, and they want to make sure that what they pick is something that I know. It's kind of funny.
a little bit of a leg up.
And all I'm looking for is creativity, and that's the part for me.
Yeah.
And then we've got the pet costume contest, and that's equally as fun because people go pretty crazy on that as well.
Okay, so they dress up their pets.
Yeah, mostly dogs. So then,
And what do they come as?
everything. We've had my favorite one over the years. A couple years ago, we had somebody drive from Portland. They've never been there. They saw the ad on Instagram.
Right.
They dressed their Labradoodle up as Jake from State Farm. Had khakis, had the headset, had everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I even had a button that said, "This is Jake from State Farm."
Right.
That was a pretty good one.
Well, maybe someone could come up with and Doug this year.
Yeah. And that one's sponsored by Dog River.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, this little shop right across the street on 12th from us. Really good pet store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know those folks. Yeah, they do a lot of healthy options for dogs.
They do. Yeah, they do like the whole nutrition package, which we're doing for ours right now.
If you had a dog with an allergy or scratching or itching, they can probably give you a hand with that.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
highly suggest those folks.
Yeah. Well, that's just, you got so much going on and you're coming into your 5th year, but I'm sure that's just not it for you. You said your original brew setup was to kind of figure out the loggers and that kind of thing. But what's in the future for Working Hands? Where are you guys headed? We
have big plans for the future, and they're always evolving. But our next big step is expanding our tap room. We purchased that recently, and so we are going to put a rooftop patio on there, rooftop bar.
Oh my gosh!
With views of both mountains, which is really, really cool for us.
Yeah.
It'll be a draw for the summer. Really, really pretty.
Yeah.
And then we'll add a bar up there for services up there as well.
That is a perfect perspective there of Adams and Hood. Like I've noticed that actually driving to that location.
It's quite perfect.
Yeah.
You're right over the hospital, and then you got it unobstructed of Hood. And so it's awesome. We're really excited about it. The building was actually meant to be a 2-story building. They changed halfway through when they built it and just put a different roof on there. So it's not quite as hard
Right.
as it sounds.
The
to do it.
substructure's there.
The substructure's there.
Nice.
The footings are there. You can take it. So we're really excited about that.
How many people can you get on your roof?
It just depends on how big we want to go on that patio. I think we're thinking a couple thousand square feet up there right now. So we'll see.
Yeah. That's exciting. That's exciting.
We're very excited about that. Maybe a little stage or something like that.
Oh my gosh, like Beatles on the rooftop.
Yeah. Yep. And production wise, I've been working on this for quite some time. The building right across the alley from us was an old beer distributor warehouse. That's all it's ever been for, 70 years.
Pre-prohibition?
That warehouse, the business itself was pre-prohibition. It started where Farm Stand in the Gorge is. That was their original building.
Okay.
Where they stored beer in.
Yeah.
So if you go to the back of it, it looks like an old barn. There was 4 or 5 of them. And then they moved into this in the 50s, I believe. They built that, and then they got rid of those. And so this business sold 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And I befriended the family, when I was helping start Ferment and just built through relationship. And it just kind of all fell into place about a year and a half ago. And they, said, I think you guys need to be the ones that move in here. And there's a cooler in there. I just, it's just a big warehouse, big blank space. So a lot of construction to happen, doing the floors and drains and all of that stuff. But I felt like we were meant to be there. It happened for a reason, as Sarah always tells me.
Yeah.
It just, we waited for the right opportunity. And then we're going to make some beer for some other folks. And we've got distribution lined up for 5 other states already.
Oh my God.
For that.
Wow.
Yep. And
fantastic. So you'll be increasing production then?
Increasing production. So right now I make about 300 barrels a year.
Okay.
Which, each one of my beers takes about 8 weeks in the tank.
Yeah.
9 weeks in the tank to make.
Right.
So lagers take a long, long, long time to mature. Well, this, when it's at its peak, we'll do about 30,000.
Wow.
We're not going to do that out of the gate.
No.
Our goal, is quite lower, and there's a whole, plan to step up, and then we're going to be making some beer for some other folks as well in there.
Right. Which is common practice in breweries, isn't it?
It has been, in the larger stuff.
Yeah.
In the smaller stuff, it's not as common. There's been a couple of, breweries that'll do it. I've had that happen for me where breweries opened the doors and said, hey, you want to just pay the cost,
right,
come in, make your beer, help get your leg up. When I was at Ferment, Zoigl House in Portland was one that did that for us, and it was fantastic, and I'm really happy to be able to extend that to a couple other breweries locally that don't have the opportunity or the funds to do something like that. And they can use our pilot system or the bigger system and kind of have some flexibility with that. Kind of be
that's nice. That's a nice networking situation too.
Yeah, it's a nice networking thing, but it's also just, I think, community thing, good thing to do.
Well, it again promotes that what's the word for it? I'm using it earlier. The ecosystem of knowledge and experimentation, and you kind of never know where something big's going to pop, and
you don't. Yeah, and I just think it's a kind of a win-win, for everybody. And then if we could get another brewery on the Heights, for me, the more the merrier.
Right,
it drives up, people. We get known as like a little area, a little hub.
Yeah.
And right now we have like Volcanic Bottle Shop, which is fantastic. Amanda's amazing. Great beer selection. And then we have a little wine bar right across called Corked. And then the Shed. And so we kind of got this little community up there.
You do. Definitely.
With good beer and wine. So, but it would be awesome if we had another brewery at some point.
Well, we'll see where that heads.
Yeah.
CCC News offers ads for budgets of any size, ranging from mom and pops just starting out to a well-established business with decades of work in our area. Get in front of our 100,000 unique readers every month with your goods and service at just the time they are looking for your help. We can tailor your advertising to suit you and your budget to increase your business while not breaking the bank. Contact me, Tom Peterson, at tom@cccnews.com to see what works for you, or call me at 541-980-2756. Again, that's 541-980-2756. CCCnews.com, working for you 24/7, all local, all the time in the Mid-Columbia. The overall theme of things when we chat and stuff, I just come back to this word of curation, and it seems like not only are you kind of the scientist, where you're focused and you can just kind of do one thing, like lagers, they're so intense to get right and that kind of thing, but at the same time you kind of surrounded yourself with some folks who are creative and are interested in doing events, and you brought the cidery side. We didn't even mention that yet, but you brought the cidery sides of things in. You've got a fairly good selection of ciders that people can choose from, but it's the community hub kind of place. I come back to, and it seems like you're mixing the elements of culture to bring a broader and more layered experience. It's not just about one thing for you. It seems like it's more than just beer. And am I hitting that right? Or
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not just about coming into a blank space and having a beer and like, oh, that tastes good.
Right.
Like, we want to have some personality. We want people to feel a connection with the product and the people in our space and the space itself. We want to create, this whole experience with food and beer and whatever. Even if you're not doing that, we're doing craft cocktails now.
Right.
We just want people to come in and feel a connection with the space.
Yeah.
And the events is trying to get people involved, trying to create connections with each other. And then you're just creating this solid foundation, not just for the business, but for the community itself.
Right.
You're helping build friendships. You're helping build, we've had marriages and stuff happen from there.
Well, that's
people
cool.
meeting there, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we just did Sarah and I just did a wedding 2 weeks ago from a couple that met there.
Really? Very good.
Yeah, that was really...
Where'd they get married at?
They got married up in Trout Lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're from Washington, or?
They're from Hood River.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they went up there and then they did their rehearsal at the brewery.
That is great.
Yeah, they were employees way back.
Okay. Yeah. How cool.
It's really cool. And just like stuff like that is what's important. Like, if you can sustain your business, create jobs, create culture,
right,
create an experience, that's what it's about to me. That's the important part.
Perfect. Yeah. Very good. Well, thanks so much, Kasey. I appreciate it. Did I miss anything? Something you wanted to add that I might have skipped over?
I don't think so. I think that kind of touches on kind of, everything that we're about and where we're going, where we've been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Well, hey, we look forward to another 5, 15, 20-year run. We're excited for you and your business growing and that kind of thing. And hey, I'll see you across the street.
All right. See ya.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.